All right, we're back out here at Superstition Mountain, Milo Lines, Henry Fall, and today we're kind of covering a YouTube response we had in reference to one of our recent videos with the arms getting stuck, right? And how to unpin them.
So we talked about getting the arms off the chest, back out in front of us, and how that most of the most dynamic players do that.
Yep.
And then we had some people comment that said, well, you know, they sent us some pictures of Jim Furyk and some other people, and it's definitely true. There are players that have won a lot more golf tournaments than either of us are ever going to win,
yeah,
who played with their arms back behind them, right?
Yeah, I mean, it seems like there's always an outlier to everything in golf.
There are.
And they've made it work their whole career, which is pretty amazing.
Now, the players that actually get their arms kind of back behind them, do they generally hit it very far?
Not usually.
Not usually. Pretty hard to hit the ball a long ways and make a lot of speed when your arms are back here like this.
Right.
But Jim Furyk's a great example of somebody who hits it really consistently straight.
Yes. Yeah.
He wins U.S. Open type golf tournaments.
And he's trained that pattern his whole career, right? So he's gotten really good at that sort of up, back, down, around, lower body slide, rotation with this trail arm behind him. He's gotten really good at it. So.
Yep. Now, just because somebody's good at that, does that make it the right way or the most optimal way to do it?
I would say it's not the most optimal. Doesn't mean it's the wrong way.
It's not necessarily wrong or right. It's just not optimal.
If we're looking to hit it far and, you know, win some big tournaments out there consistently, like you're seeing Dustin Johnson, these guys now, ideally that arm's getting a little more back in front of them as they're rotating.
Yeah. So, definitely there are outliers, but most of the best players are not going to play from there.
So why don't we talk just quickly about Jim Furyk, and another guy I think of too who maybe wasn't quite as extreme was David Duval.
Yeah, David Duval played with his trail arm kind of got on his hip like this and everything rotated together, so at impact David looked something like this, where his arm was definitely more across his chest and his chest was really open.
Yeah.
That guy rotated like a machine.
And when you look at like old pictures and videos of these guys too, it kind of looks exaggerated with driver because it's teed up and they're coming in a little more underneath it, correct?
Yeah, because as we all know with driver, we have to shift the path a little bit more right so we can keep from fading it too much.
Yeah.
And so everything gets a little more exaggerated with the driver.
Yeah. So when you did you showed that trail elbow here. Can you do that one more time down the line for him?
Down the line?
Yeah. When you had that sort of Duval, Jim Furyk look, this elbow, if you just turn back a little bit more here, was coming in right on this seam line here on your shirt.
Well, Furyk's is behind it.
Yeah.
He's like this.
So he is really the extreme.
You got to be flexible to pull that thing off.
But Duval's, I would say, was more on that seam line. Kind of like if I had a resistant band here and I was doing some of these internal, external rotations.
Yeah,
it's
only
like right here, attached, and then I just rotate my body.
Yes.
So he was really functional. I mean, super consistent with that motion.
He was a great ball striker.
Right. But again, it's difficult to get there, and grip plays a factor too. Correct?
Yeah, he had a super strong grip and just played like this.
Yeah.
His swing was very rotary.
Right.
More than most players are capable of doing.
Yeah. So this is why you're starting to see more and more training aids like the G-Box, for example, that helps us get this arm structure back in front of us as we begin to rotate out of the way, rather than getting it stuck behind us.
Yeah. For optimum dynamics, we definitely don't want this arm going the opposite direction of our turn. So we want to make sure that it at least comes with us or even moves just slightly faster than our pivot.
Or you could be Jim Furyk, I guess.
I'd take his career.
He's pretty dang good, but I mean that just speaks volumes to his short game as well, which is just phenomenal. So, but anyways, so there's some little tidbits on the trail arm and how to get it, I guess, unstuck back in front of you. There are some outliers, but they're very few and far between. So, if you like this video, hit the like button. Bell icon if you want to get notified for more upcoming videos, and subscribe and check out milolinesgolf.com, and we'll see you next time.